This next report is an unfortunate reality, but it is one of those things that if you've got a society where blagging, basically lying, gaining a few words in your vocabulary allows you to get the job that you want because it pays more money, rather than experience getting you the job, or rather than knowledge and a proof that you are able to gain knowledge getting you the job. Unfortunately in England, the good old blag, oh yes I can do that because I know this, that and the other, gets you the job, the high paid job. Because of that, this happens. Watch.
It's a serious accident, a life-threatening situation. There are nearly 4,000 cases of trauma a year in England, Wales and Northern Ireland.
Okay, are we ready to select? Ready.
And the stark truth is that if you have an accident here, you're less likely to survive it than you are in much of the rest of the developed world. A seriously injured patient in this country has a 43% chance of dying. The same patient in America has a much lower risk, just 16%. Today's report says the problems begin in the ambulance. Patients often arriving at A&E with airways that should have been cleared. They may go to a hospital which only sees perhaps one serious injury a week, and that means staff often making the wrong decisions, acting too slowly and lacking experience.
Only 4 out of 10 severely injured patients who present during daytime hours are managed by a consultant, and only 1 out of 10 patients who present at night are managed by a consultant. And clearly, that's a big problem, as consultants have the experience.
No one knows the problems better than the Begins. Their 16-year-old son Graham died in hospital following a moped crash. Doctors treated his broken arm but didn't spot his internal chest injuries fast enough. The hospitals now paid damages and admitted they could have saved his life.
If they picked up the injuries soon enough, what I know now, I'm quite clear in my mind that if they picked it up early enough, he would have survived quite easily.
So what's the solution?
This is one of the trauma theatres at the Royal London Hospital, getting ready to receive a patient. As soon as they get word that someone with serious injuries is on their way here, a whole team of specialists is paged. So they're ready to go, ready to offer the best possible treatment the minute the patient arrives.
Trauma care involves the care of very severely injured people who have got minutes or hours to live. And you really need to have a hospital that is geared up to recognise those people, to rapidly resource the care of those people such that they have a chance of surviving.
Bollocks.
That's what the report calls
What
for.
a load of fucking bollocks. For a start. Okay? There's not enough training in this country. Nowhere near enough training. And the training that is handed out in this country is mostly based on sex. Yeah, don't laugh, right? It's mostly based on sex. When you go on a training course in this country, you're expected to get off with someone from the opposite sex on the training course. You're not expected to learn anything. You're basically expected to try and form a relationship with someone else. Alright? Secondly, right, you could spread the experience around. These consultants, you gather them in specialist centres. Well, accidents don't happen around near the specialist centres all the time. So the best thing to do is to take your specialists and send them out with training material. Probably spend 3 weeks in one centre and 3 weeks in the next centre and 3 weeks in the next centre, working with the people in real time, day and night, in the place where the traumas are happening and where all the things are happening, and then taking these people aside 2 or 3 hours at the end of the day, or 2 or 3 hours during the day, and giving them training for 2 or 3 weeks. Not a 2 or 3 week course where they're doing it full time, on the job training, proper on the job training. Right, now this has led to our beloved NHS, what we all pay for, and it is paid for by taxes, whereas in America you pay for your own health care. They've got a 16% on trauma cases. This is where you've had, down the road on your motorbike 100 miles an hour. came off, hit some crash barriers, and you're mangled. You're traumatised. Alright, there's multiple injuries. Or you've been riding your BMX down the road or your mountain bike down the side of the mountain, you've come off, you've broken your arm, punched it along, and you're traumatised. Yeah? Well, in America, 16% of those people die. In England, with our fantastic NHS, 43% of those people die. Now, there's problems that lead to this. I've just highlighted one of them. Another one is friends. Friends try to get their friends and family jobs. Good, well-paid jobs. And in the NHS, they're good, well-paid jobs. So if you're in the NHS, you know it's a good earner. So you try to get your children and friends in there as well. So you'll lie a little bit. Help them lie on the application a little bit to get them in. It's called blagging. Alright. Now, they were saying in here, during the day, 1 in 4 trauma patients are basically watched over by a consultant. And during the night, 1 in 10. That means there isn't enough consultants at night. That means not enough of them work at night. That means the since accidents happen 24/7 all the time, we need enough consultants day and night to cover the workload, because there's clearly not enough people working at night if only 1 in 10 people get covered by consultants at night. Now, another thing that's highlighted, which should be a simple thing to save people, the airways aren't being cleared. Now, this is something you get taught in primary schools in England. You know, you hold the neck back, you pull the tongue forward, and all these other things like it, make sure the airway's clear. These things aren't being done by the paramedics. Paramedics get paid a hell of a lot of money. I'll do it. Let me do it, because I'll clear the airway every single time. I can guarantee you, I'd do it. Give me the money, because they get paid miles more than me. Which means they're not doing a full job. I'm a garage mechanic. Can you imagine you came in with a misfire, and I instantly saw one problem, which is going to cost you £200, but missed the fact that after I've cured the £200 problem, 3 weeks later, you've got another problem that's going to cost you £1,000, and if you'd have known both problems, you'd have scrapped the car. Because it's only £200, you've gone ahead and done it. And now in 3 weeks' time, you've spent £200, the other problem occurs, yeah, and now it's got to be £1,000, and now you've got £200 in there already from 2 weeks ago, and you're thinking, do I scrap the car now? No, you're tied into it, kind of thing. Well, when you miss a problem with health, you die. You know what I mean? There's no, oh, should I spend another £50,000 on his lungs? No, he's dead. It's too late now. Yeah, he's got a collapsed lung. Just miss that. And the other thing is the training in England. It's fantastic. They give you 11 years of school, 4 years of university, then they expect you for the rest of your life to remember everything. I think, especially for trauma specialists and doctors and people like that and paramedics, at least 1 week in 3 should be spent training. Yeah, and not the training courses in England where it's all about sex and having a laugh. Now I'm talking about training where you learn things. Then maybe we can schedule it back to like 1 week in 5 once we've got the training courses right, because the training courses in England are pathetic. Absolutely pathetic.